what you see with Ty is what you're going to get. Like, hopefully these NFL teams don't overthink it with him. He is the next one. He is. I'm just telling you that.
First, like Alabama, like I mean, like this just past year was super special for you guys. I know you mentioned, like I know you mentioned even just like a few minutes ago, but I know you mentioned in other interviews that first Missouri game this year was like a big moment for you. Like I think you finished with 7 tackles, like season
Yeah.
high. What do you think you're going to remember most from this whole season? Like your experience with Alabama.
I remember the relationships I made, um, the coaching, how just the standard of Alabama, like what the standard of that Coach DeBoer set, that the program and the University of Alabama set for just being a champion in everything you do, having a, everything you do, you how you do everything is what you do, and anything is how you're going to do everything, type of mentality. And yeah, just the love that I have for Tuscaloosa and the university. Yeah, that's what I remember.
That's awesome. And I know it's like just different. Like Alabama, like the passion's different, the fan base, like you said, like the resources and like the investments into it, everything's different. For you, like what do you think was your favorite part of the season? Like favorite moment for you? Like just like can you reflect on that at all?
My favorite moment of the season was it would be, I would say, the LSU game, because of me playing well, but not only because I played well, but because I prepared. Like, that was my best week of practice, and it showed in the game. And I think it kind of gave me like a really good like perspective of like making practice perfect so the game is easy, because I practiced so hard that week. And LSU and Alabama, that's a legacy game. That's what it's called, Alabama. But yeah, I would say LSU, being able to force turnovers, being able to help my team win, and and get a win for the Tide, and beat one of our rivals.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like you said, like legacy game, and I think you forced a fumble, like you just mentioned off my head, like you forced a fumble in that game. You guys won by multiple scores. I think you guys even held them to like just like single digit points. Um,
Yeah.
Coming from Pittsburgh, going to private school down in Baltimore. Just tell me, like, I know you've mentioned like football is kind of like a vehicle for you to like do everything else in your life to spread like your faith and everything and everything else that you love. But when did you think football was your sport? When did you first realize that, like growing up throughout your childhood at all?
I think I knew early, because when I was a baby, they would give me a bottle, and I would watch football. Like, I literally, it sounds exaggerated, but I would have a bottle and I will watch football on NFL Network all day. And then when I got a little older, to like walk and talk and like understand, like know the players, there was a point in time where I knew every player on every roster in the NFL, every single player, like every single player. So I would say early, I had a stage in middle school where I kind of veered off to basketball and track, but then I realized like football is it for me. So I knew pretty early.
Got you. And I think like that's awesome. Like I love the sport of football. And I was kind of the same way, like just like always football. But like it's such a unique like team sport. Like I even say like now like it's the only sport. I mean, it's the most unique sport in terms of like it's really a team sport. Like no other sport is really like you can shine as an individual, you can win as having a few individuals, but you really need a full team in football. And that like translates to locker room, like the bond, and especially like I'm sure you've seen that over the last 2 years, last 3 years, especially. Um, what, for football, like what has it taught you in terms of like yourself and like who you are, kind of?
So myself, it has taught me that I'm resilient, and just I'm a worker, and I have integrity. I'm consistent. Football has taught me so much, and it's constantly teaching me more about myself. Um, yeah, and honestly, it what football shows me the most is to always keep working, to always like you can always be better. Because that's one thing that I learned from going like to so many different places. There's people out there that are like you, and if you don't keep working, they're gonna pass you. So that's always top of my mind, and that's always how I'm approaching life.
That's awesome. And like you've gotten to like there's so much to take away from. I mean, I've seen people talk about the leaders you've been gotten to learn from, the coaches, and like you've said like you wish you had taken more from those guys. What's Ty Simpson like as a quarterback? How'd you know him in this past year?
Ty Simpson is everything you want in a quarterback. He's a competitor. He obviously can throw the ball anywhere on the field. And he reminds me of Steph Curry. He really does. He reminds me of Steph Curry as a quarterback. He can make every throw you need, and the best part about him is he can make every throw you need under pressure. It doesn't have to be a clean pocket every time. It doesn't have to be ideal. And his story is honestly great. He waited his turn. When the big moment came, he didn't shy away from it. He stepped fully into his moment, and that's what you want in the quarterback. Like what you see with Ty is what you're going to get. Like hopefully these NFL teams don't overthink it with him because he is the next one. Like he is. I'm just telling you that he is.
That's cool. And like when I first asked Tim about him, he was like, "Yeah, like Ty's my guy." Like he's literally said the same thing. He said the storm will never affect Ty. Like he's the same guy. Like he's a perfect leader. So that's awesome to hear for you.